Today, this Saturday night, UFC Vegas 86 goes down, where in the main event, B. Joe Pyfer steps in the octagon with Jack Hermanson. I'm not sure about these Apex cards any longer. Also, what is going on with the UFC 300 main event? Why is Dana White and all the matchmakers having so much trouble paying what they need to pay or making some fighters get up off the couch and go out there and chase greatness? All of this and more on today's episode of Matter of Fact MMA. What's up? What's happening? Let's go. What's up, guys? We right back at it, right back with it. So today we're gonna cover just a couple of things. You know what I'm saying? Here's the thing, man. I'm not really gonna get deep all off into this Apex card that's going down this Saturday night because, like, you try to put your time in for these Apex cards, but then they don't deliver, and more they're just losing the excitement and the steam. Like, I tried to hang on to them. I'm like, I know that there's no fans. I know that it's an empty arena. I know, but there's still good fights. Good fights are still happening. I tried, y'all. I tried. But at this point, it's just like they're just throwing together fights. We all know this. They have a contract they have to fulfill, certain number of events in a year, so it is what it is. But as I check my Nizzotes, I'm just going to run through this fast. The main event, Jack Hermanson steps in there with Joe Pyfer. I got Joe Pyfer. The co-main event, Dan Ige versus Andre Fili. Against my better judgment, because I'm an Andre Fili fan, I'm going to go along with Andre Fili. He's coming off of a win. We're going to see what he's going to do here. But if I was, I am a betting man. DraftKings, holla at your boy. I would probably place money on Dan Ige, but the fan in me, I'm going to go along with Andre Fili. I mean, come on now. It's already getting slim pickings, you know what I'm saying? Brad Tavares versus Gregory Rodriguez. Oh, RoboCop. I'm going along with RoboCop because Brad Tavares, he struggled with Chris Weidman, you know what I'm saying? No disrespect to Brad Tavares. He's a good fighter, but still. Outside of that, Michael Johnson versus Darius Flowers. I'm going along with Michael Johnson. I know Michael Johnson could be winning the whole fight and then just throw it all away at the end, but I'm still going along with Michael Johnson to get the win. Rodolfo Vieira stepping in there with Arman Petrosyan. I'm going along with Petrosyan. Rodolfo doesn't have hardly any cardio at all, and Arman never really gasses, never really gets tired. I like his striking style. I'm going along with him. And then, it just starts getting rough, as we go on down. So let's just stop right there. So that's Vegas 86 going down this Saturday night. The UFC just throwing it out there. And I mean, the next few, we have some good cards coming up over the next couple of months, and then UFC 300. But, the UFC, the in-between cards, you're not going to get too many good fights because they really are trying to put all of their stars or known fighters on the UFC 300 card. So it's rough. But speaking of the UFC 300 card, let's dive into that. Why has Dana White not announced the main event of UFC 300? I mean, at this point, you've held it for so long, you're going to do more damage than good. You see what I'm saying? You've been having people wait for weeks for the main event of this card. Well, you've stretched it so long, at this point, if it's not the absolute greatest, biggest, monumental fight in the history of mixed martial arts about to happen, you're going to disappoint everybody. Like, there was no need to wait this long. Now, if you're waiting this long because you can't get the fighters to agree, make them fools agree, bro. Like, Cut the check, Dana. You making like 400 something million, bro. You got it as pocket change. Cut the check for the fighters to get them in there. Like, make these fools get up out the couch, get in the gym, train, and go make history at UFC 300. If he can't get these fighters to agree to the main event, we're talking about top tier, top caliber fighters. You know, we talking about Israel Adesanya. You know what I'm talking about? We talking about Dricus du Plessis. You know what I'm saying? We talking about the tippy top, Tom Aspinall, whoever, Alex Pereira. I mean, these are all tip top of the mountain fighters for the UFC. So they will fight, because every time they fight, they're making a good check. Like, they ain't making, no disrespect, they ain't making a Darius Flowers check. You know what I'm talking about? These fools is making a check. No disrespect to that man, but we know he ain't making the money Israel Adesanya is making. So that's what I'm saying. Dana, Sean Shelby, Hunter Campbell, you know, dig up one of the Fatita brothers. Cut the check. You know what I'm saying? Because it ain't like these fighters don't want to go out there and fight. They just want you to sweeten the pot more because they know it's UFC 300. And they already, if it's a champion, they already have to share pay-per-view points with Zhang Wei Li. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, bro, what is going on with the main event? Y'all waited so long. They can't possibly, okay, who cares? If it's Izzy and Dricus, I want to see that fight. A lot of people want to see that fight. But you've waited so long to release that. People are just like, oh, okay, thanks. And we'll enjoy it when it happens, but it doesn't pack the oomph. The oomph. You know what I'm saying? I wish I could write that on the screen. Oomph. I might try. Oomph. It doesn't pack that. You know what I'm saying? Because you've waited so long. It would have packed it if you would have said, at the end of this week, on Friday night, I'm announcing the main event of UFC 300. If you would have did that back in January, okay. But bro, you've had everybody waiting weeks and weeks and weeks, and we done seen UFC 297. We still waiting, and you still don't have a main event. And at this point, quit being cheap, UFC. Quit being cheap, bro. Cut the check. Like I said, Dana's got it in his pocket. He could literally be like, hey, how much is Israel Adesanya's fight fee? Oh, yeah? Hold on. Hit him up. Tell him we need him for 300. You know what I'm saying? Dana's got it, bro. Dana made like 400 million when they did the buyout for 4 point whatever billion. You know what I'm saying? And he's been making money. I'm sure he pulls down a hefty salary every year. Bro, sometimes you got to dig deep in your pockets and invest back in the business. Pay them what they want. We need to know the main event of UFC 300. It's already February. You know what I'm saying? You don't wait so long. I can't think of a major fight they can pull out where it's going to really excite everyone because you force everyone to wait so long. So I'm not sure what's going on with the main event of UFC 300. I'm not sure who it's going to be. At this point, I ain't even really tripping what it's going to be, to tell you the truth, because they fumbled the ball on the buildup of this show so severely that it's like, all right, whatever, bro. Just throw whoever out there. We don't even care. Dana, get in the cage. You know what I'm saying? Dana White versus homeboy who runs the PFL. You know what I'm saying? Whoever. Somebody get in the cage. You know what I'm talking about? If there's another YouTuber out there that wants to challenge your boy Matt, we're going in the cage in the main event of UFC 300 because we want to know who's fighting. You know what I'm talking about? Well, yeah, so we still don't have a main event for UFC 300. We're not really too sure who that's going to be. We don't know when Dana's going to release it. What we do know is there's not really a big enough fight that's probably going to fill that void because they've made us wait like 8 weeks for an announcement. So that's that. And in the main event of a UFC Apex card this Saturday night, Joe Pyfer will step in the octagon with Jack the Joker Hermanson. So there y'all go. I got Joe Pyfer, but nevertheless, there y'all go. So That's what it is, guys. I just wanted to kind of drop in. I do apologize about not really being uber excited about this Apex card. I tried to manufacture the excitement for the last Apex card, and it just wasn't really there. You know what I'm saying? So here we are. We're going into another Apex card. We'll see how it goes down. Hopefully, there'll be some notable fights or finishes or performances or something, because there's not a lot of notable fighters. But nevertheless, guys, it goes down this Saturday night, UFC Vegas 86. And we are still awaiting who is going to be the main event of UFC 300. So, once again, I appreciate you guys for checking out another episode of Matter of Fact MMA. And I'll check you next time. Peace.